Good morning, good morning. This is Spirit Journey. And today is Monday. Beautiful Monday morning. Look at over there. Yes, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I definitely want to go outside today. But I'm just showing my monitor here. And it is April 6, 2020, and the time right now is 10:06 a.m. I did do a video earlier today, but there was some problems with it uploading. So I deleted it. I'm just going to do this by scratch. And this will be about the coronavirus. And I was initially I initially did the earlier morning video because I got someone had watched my video that I did yesterday when I was outside in Times Square in New York City, and he also lives in New York City, and he was just giving a hello and referred a video to me, and this is his website. He shared me a link, and so I did click on it, and it was about, let me show you. I showed the video, the link. Okay, it's this video here, and it's about the coronavirus. He's I think Australian, at least he sounds Australian. Okay, and let me show you the, okay, so this is the name of the video. Coronavirus, we all need to share this. Okay. And it was, it's on this other person's channel called PK Music. Okay, this is the first time ever seeing this channel, but it's an interesting video. He's an interesting person, and he shares his knowledge about what is a virus, and the only way to get a virus is that it has to be injected into your body, so it's not something that you catch. And I thought it was very interesting, his approach. Again, I'm not a doctor, and I don't think he's a doctor either, but I've heard other videos that discusses what a virus is. And in that sense, the virus, he said a virus is not a living organism, but it's a byproduct of the toxins that are inside your cells, and it excretes that toxin outside, and that's called an exosome. And so if that exosome or toxic waste that's inside the cell, and when it's excreted outside of the cell, if it builds up in your body, it will cause disease. So it's not something that you catch the way that the media is saying it, that you gotta clean everything. It's something that's within your body, and there are different environmental factors that could cause toxins in your body. So I thought it was really interesting, and I appreciate the YouTuber, my viewer, for sending me this video. So after I looked at this video, I clicked on this person, PK Music's channel, to see what other content it has, and I found something very interesting. Wait a minute. This one here, but I'll share that one at the end. And this one is entitled, okay, why coronavirus, why bother getting tested? Okay, it's funny, so I'm going to leave that one last. Okay, let me just scroll up a little. So that's going to be the last one as a comic relief to the subject of coronavirus. But again, there are people in this world who are getting sick from something. But I'm questioning the narrative. But in everything, use wisdom in how you handle your body. Okay, so let me just go back here. Okay, So what I thought was interesting, this video here is by, let's see, okay, NBC News. Okay, and it was just posted yesterday. And you see the title. Okay, and it's by NBC News. And why I'm sharing this is, well, when I did my morning video, I didn't know about this information. I did share that I have a family member who's not feeling well. They're in their 50s, their late 50s. In general, they're okay. They do have some issues with blood pressure, but outside of that, they're okay. You know, they're relatively healthy. But the individual has been sick since last Tuesday. So tomorrow will be exactly a week from him getting symptoms, and the symptoms he has is a severe headache in the scalp area, and what else? And he developed fever. And I found out that he called 911 yesterday because his fever went up to 103 degrees Fahrenheit. And so the paramedics came, and they said they took his vitals. He told them what his symptoms were, and they said that they can't do anything for him, and for him to just write it out. And they laughed. Oh, but they also said, if you're having problems breathing, then definitely call back. So I'm a little confused because I have mentioned earlier last week, I did a video last week, and I have a relative, a cousin, who died last week Monday, not today, but last week Monday. Her husband found her dead. She had called up over the weekend. Either she went there in person. It was what they call urgent care. Now, they're urgent care centers. I don't know whether there's an urgent care phone number that you dial, but either way, she contacted them in some form, whether in person or by phone. She told the medical practitioner that she's having problems breathing. So the health practitioner said, "Oh, it's just nerves. You're just anxious. You're anxious. You're just anxious," and that was it. Well, so that was a weekend. Well, that Monday, she was dead. And so I'm confused, and I think the person lives in New York City, which is what we're told constantly, the epicenter of the coronavirus, right? So how come when she said that she's having problem breathing, why they send, why couldn't she stay at the hospital or be directed to go to the hospital? Okay? And so it's inconsistent what they're telling New Yorkers to stay or not stay. That they can stay in the hospital or something, or even being tested for this coronavirus. But so that's essential information out there for what's happening in New York City. So they're telling some people, they're telling us one thing, but that when you say you have problem breathing, that's not enough. So it might be you have to have all those key symptoms, that difficulty breathing and coughing. Okay, I think that's what the issue is. You have to have both happening simultaneously. So you can have a fever, but if you don't have the cough, or maybe my cousin only had the difficulty breathing, but they didn't have a cough. Who knows? But either way, they turned her away, and she died that Monday. But I found this video here by, NBC News, as you can see there. And I want to show you that they have devices. I didn't know about this. And I just thought to share it with you. Now, my brother, excuse me, I shouldn't have said, well, a family member had called the paramedics just yesterday, and it turns out that there is a device that tests for the virus. Let me just play it a little. Let me just go back up a little bit. Okay, it's at position 1015. Let me just a little bit more. Okay, new test for paramedics on the front lines. Okay, so let me play it. Oops. I hope they don't flag it. Maybe, I'm going to put it on silent because it might flag it. Okay. It's a test that you prick the finger and it shows you if you have that virus. See that? So that's really something. So how come they didn't have that for my brother? Okay? He's been sick for a while. And he has certain challenges. And then there's something else I want to share with you. Okay. Now I thought this is really interesting. I'm going to keep the volume off because again, this is by the same news people. See, let me show you. Yeah, so I did like a copying the tab. So yeah, so you see it's the same video. I just made another copy of the tabs as you see there, and just put it to the position of the video. And so what you see there, what they're saying that you have, oops, you have, sorry about that. Sorry, I just had to move that. My finger hit something. Yes, as you see with this, that there's a scam going on. You have people, I'm going to play it with the volume off. These people allegedly dressed as healthcare workers Okay, they dress as healthcare workers with those white suits on. Another one. But they weren't healthcare providers. And these are some of the victims or the witness. She was one of the witnesses to what was going on. The alleged people who were pretending to be healthcare providers were scamming people. This is one of the victims of these scammers, alleged scammers. And they had to pay like $200 to be tested. Okay? So I share that because this is very important, and very important to like a place like New York City, because you have a very high population. And I think that those scammers were in Florida, okay? But here in New York City, you have people calling and being turned away. They're being turned away because they're not sick enough. You know, a high fever is not enough. And they said, we can't do anything for you. They said, you have a fever, you just have to write it out. That's what they told them. You have to just write it out. But if you have difficulty breathing, contact us. And why, let me go back a little bit. Oops, one. Oh, okay, it already passed that device. Let me see. Okay, I can't find it now. Well, either way. Okay, so for whatever reason, they didn't use that fingerprint device that tests for the coronavirus, okay? So it's a lot of inconsistencies. But I want to leave a funny note here. I want to share this video. They do use some profanity in this one, but I share it as a comic relief with all the inconsistencies that's being said to New Yorkers, you know, and they're just dropping the ball. And some people are dying. You know, my relative, a cousin, I didn't know her well. I met her many years ago, but another relative contacted me last Wednesday to share the news what happened. And also that cousin that died last Monday has a brother who is being treated for the coronavirus, and he is in the hospital. He wasn't told about the sisters passing away. He is recovering, I'm being told, but they're going to wait till, you know, he gets, you know, fully better before telling him about his sister's passing. Okay, so I'm going to blow this up. This is for comic relief, and it's a little funny. It shows the you'll see. Okay, so they will use some profanity at one point. Okay, so here it goes.
About like your influx of sick people, like are there a lot of
symptoms?
No, I'm fine, but I have friends that are like they don't know what to do as far as like testing, or if they have someone in their family.
If you get a test and the test is positive, they're gonna tell you to stay at home and stay away from people.
Do they
If
have
the
a
test
way?
is negative, it will tell you to stay at home and stay away from people. If you get a test and the test is positive, they're gonna tell you to stay at home and stay away from people. If the test is negative, it will tell you to stay at home and stay away from people. If you get a test and the test is positive, they're gonna tell you to stay at home and stay away from people. If the test is negative, it will tell you to stay at home and stay away from people. If you get a test and the test is positive, they're gonna tell you to stay at home and stay away from people. If the test is negative, it will tell you to stay at home and stay away from people.
Let's get this straight. My hearing's not the best, but this guy said, if you test positive, stay at home and stay away from people. But if you test negative, stay at home and stay away from people. So have we got another option? Either positive or negative? No, we don't. So for either, it's the same fucking result. So ask yourself, why the fuck would you want to get tested if either way they want you to do the same thing? Stay at home and stay away from people.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was comic relief, you know. So yeah, it is what it is. But you know, you New Yorkers and the whole entire USA, you know, there's things going on, a lot of inconsistencies. But you know, let's try to laugh. Also, use wisdom. You know, wash your hands before you eat and everything like that, and try not touching your face and rubbing your eyes with unclean hands, and use wisdom. And yeah, so I hope you like this video, and I felt it was important about that there are people pretending to be healthcare providers. They're even dressing in those white suits, doing all sorts of things. And there are devices that, you know, that they prick the finger device, but they're not using it for everybody for whatever reason. And some people are being turned away even though they can't breathe. And then they say, well, if you can't breathe, you know, come to us. So that's all that I want to share. Each one, teach one and share with one another, so we know what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to try to upload this video. Take care and enjoy your beautiful April 6th. Okay, bye bye.